Hey guys, back out at the farm today. We're going to do some more pressure washing. A lot of you guys have been telling me that my equipment's kind of dirty. You're right. I'd love to do something about it. I actually have time today, so let's get that done. Well, like I said, she's a dirty girl. I just got done bleeding out some mud with it, so the mud will dry, and it's pretty bad. These cylinders have been weeping for a long time, so this is all just oily, greasy mud packed on there. And the track could probably use the old shovel routine, so yeah, it's gonna suck. Actually so much dirt in the tracks that when I knocked it all off, it filled up the inside of the track frame. So I have to back up so that I can get the dirt out from underneath the machine so that I can continue cleaning the tracks. Both sides just have a little chunk back there by the drive. All right, it's time to fire up the old steam Jenny here. This is not your regular average pressure washer. What this does is it takes the water in. I'll go around the backside so you can see it. It takes the water in through here, through your regular garden hose, runs it through a normal type of pressure washer pump, and then it sends it out and sends it through a pressurized coil in there. It's a big winding of steel pipe that comes out down there at the other end. Comes in from the top and goes down, I'm sorry. But it has a burner inside of it, and it is like a big heater, and it'll superheat that water as it's going around that coil, and it comes out the other end. You can run this unit up to like 200 degrees. So you can run this unit, yeah, up to 220 actually, which is about where I normally run it, around 200 at least. But you just kick this burner on and it runs off a diesel or a kerosene, whatever you want to. This is a, okay, it says it's a Magnum Series 4000 gold. These are on, like, seems to be every equipment auction you go to, even farm auctions, stuff like that. They got these things. I don't really know much about them. They're kind of like a knockoff generic brand from what I understand. But they, the burner on it, or the worm there, says it's made in North America, and they're pretty ubiquitous. Like I said, you can find these things. I've seen them sell as cheap as $1,000 and upwards of $2,500. I got mine at a Ritchie Brothers auction. I've had it for 2 years or so. I've used it a fair amount, and it seemed to be a pretty good unit. Right now, I'm not sure that it's charging the battery because it does have electric start. I gotta look. I'm not sure it's charging the battery because I had to jump it the last time, and it's a new battery, so I'll have to look into that. But I'm out here running it off of a 330-gallon tote full of water there. I don't have a well out here yet at the farm. That's one of the things I want to get to here sooner than later, but it takes a second. I got the water up to the pump from the hose, and it'll eventually catch a suction and start pulling out of that tank. So let's get this thing fired up and start cleaning. I'm actually going to start with the roof because there's all this algae, I guess it is, growing on this thing. So this is going to be a satisfying clean job because this thing's been bugging me. It was nice and clean when I bought it, and I parked it out here, you know, in this canopy of the woods here. It kind of holds the moisture down, and you get a lot of that mossy algae stuff growing on things. So now that I park it under the roof, it shouldn't happen as much. So yeah, let's get started. All right, looks like we got the water or the air out of the line. Get to work. Oh yeah. Takes a second for the water to get hot because we just turned it on. Once that water's hot, this thing is going to come really clean. All right, she's starting to look pretty good for a girl from the 80s. It's cleaning up real nice. Paint's not too bad. Up around the front here, there's some good places where it's flaking off and rusted. But I'm working my way up here to where all these grease fittings and cylinders and stuff are. And there is just a mountain of crustiness going on here around these cylinders. And that steam Jenny would pressure wash through this stuff, but it just takes so stinking long. And what it does is it ends up blowing it back all over everything that I just cleaned. So you end up with all these teeny little grease dots everywhere. And it looks terrible. So I'm just gonna scrape all the excess off with a putty knife right quick. And then we'll go hit her with the hot water and should clean it up real nice. Holy cow. I severely underestimated how long that was going to take. That took forever, especially once I started down here where all the grease was built up at, because every time you'd clean something off, it would just blow all over something else and you had to wash it again. This whole, from the seat forward, probably got washed 10 times. And there's probably still specks of grease stuck on everything, but it's a heck of a lot better than it was before. The next time I do this, I'll get some degreaser and let it soak on it for a few days prior. This side here was so hardened on there, I didn't get a lot of it off still. But I got all the algae or moss or whatever you'd call that green film that grows on everything out here. I got all that off and she's looking a lot better now. I went ahead and pressure washed the track frames while I had it out here, but that was really just a exercise of futility, because by the time I get it pulled back under the roof there, it's going to be slap covered in mud again. But nature of the beast out here. I know a lot of you guys have been saying that I need to clean this thing ever since I started the channel, and you're right, I just never had the time to do it. I've had this thing going on three and a half years, and that was the first time I've put the pressure washer to it. She's mainly my farm machine. She really doesn't get taken on at jobs or anything, so low priority, but she definitely needed it. She deserves it. Cleanest this thing's ever been since I've owned it. I don't even want to walk up there with my boots now. Ugh, it's gonna be a shame.
Alrighty, right up front I want to apologize. I know 2 washing videos in 2 weeks and it can get a little old real quick. But that was the last thing I was able to get done before the end of my coronacation. I actually got called back to work right in the middle of washing the dozer. So I've been working on the church a little bit after work. So hopefully next week there's going to be a church video for you guys. I know I've been getting a lot of requests for it. Truth be told, I've just been lacking a little bit of motivation to get down there, and now that I'm back to work, the time restraints are definitely going to make it hard. But we're going to be working on it every minute I get, plus I got some other cool projects coming up for y'all, so just hang there with me. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, it really helps the channel out. If you haven't already, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that way you don't miss any of the latest videos I'm posting. And go ahead and hit that bell notification too if you want to. I ain't making you. But that's enough of my rambling. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next week. Later.